Hello, I'm OtakuSolutions. This time I'll explain Edit Utils. Edit Utils is mainly used when working in the editing stage. To help you work more conveniently in Edit Utils, I'm continuously adding more functionality to it in a modular way. So this section also includes Ani Utils. Think of Edit Utils as providing supplementary features similar to Ani Utils. For now, one item has been added. Let me walk through an example. There may be cases where you want to install additional hair controls, for instance. Let me create one as an example. I'll tighten the size a bit and add one like this. And let me organize it into a hierarchy like this. As I mentioned in other videos, it's good to have an offset. Let me create one with an offset, making one here as an offset. Let me work through this quickly, assuming a controller structure is set up like this. This controller also needs to be connected to the skin bone. Let me show you on the spot. I'll explain customization in a separate dedicated video. Briefly, right now in the hair area, we always divide things cleanly into space groups. So I'll temporarily place it in space head. When the head moves, it will work like this. I'll explain the customization method in a separate video. For now, what we mean by space group here is the space of the bone whose name matches the suffix. We've temporarily placed it under head, and the structure allows you to freely customize and add controllers. Let me create a skin bone. Basically, you'll be creating custom controllers and skin bones matched together like this. The Quick Connect tool serves the role of easily connecting your controllers to bones. For example, we've named this controller, and then you'd connect it to the skin bone like this, right? With this tool, you don't need to select them one by one, just use the Find button to locate the matching bone. The connection methods include wire param, constraint, script controller, and most other connection types. There's also a snap method. I'll explain this in the guideline covered in this video. But you don't need to think too hard about it. I recommend this local matrix, AutoParent. This is the most convenient. When connected, it links immediately. You can see it's connected right away and rotating like this. And since it's built with an offset, when you simply reset, just change it to 0, 0, 0. This is called zeroing out, and you can see it returns to its original state without needing a separate default pose setting. This is why I recommend the offset structure. To summarize, Quick Connect is a tool for connecting controllers to bones like this. You can see the script is connected here. Now that we're here, there's an extra tip. When you pull like this, the bone stretches. This is not ideal. Since we created it using the basic bone creation function, the bone currently has the stretch option enabled by default. Most users of this tool are working in game production. Since it's game production, you absolutely must not leave this on. I'll explain this in a separate video, but 3ds Max rigging is genuinely difficult. For now, in the bone options, please turn off all stretching. Bone mode is the only necessary option, everything else is unnecessary for rigging. Turn off stretch, squash and align options completely. They only make things more complicated. Now when you pull, the skin no longer stretches. This kind of structure is actually better. Some errors that occur in game production are actually caused by working with stretch squash options left enabled. And while squash does get applied visually in Max, the data actually saved to the bone doesn't change. This structure just adds unnecessary complexity. I recommend creating a script that defaults to generating bones with stretching off. Honestly, it would be great if Autodesk just defaulted everything to off. And now when setting bone length, let me set it to 5. 5 is clean, right? This structure is much cleaner. Even if the shape appears detached like this, the structure itself is completely fine. It's just how the shape appears, it doesn't matter. So when it comes to creating bones, what I'd recommend is select this and press the button. It would be good to create a function that generates bones with stretching off. We'll try to add this to BipedPlus as well. You might find it inconvenient otherwise. I'll add it in a future update. Any features like that will be included in Edit Utils. Think of it as a utility toolbox to help you while editing. Thank you for watching. This was Otaku Solutions.